Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh my God.
I haven't, but I've heard some stories.
Yeah, well, I'm sharing one of those stories.
You got one?
I've got a diarrhea stunt story. Luckily,
dude, every time I do a panel with Reuben, it ends up going in his bowels.
they're important things. So, when do you guys know what a seiyuchi is? You do it's basically a front header. They call it.
Front suicide,
Okay.
header.
I do one, but I have a semi-torn ACL right now.
Oh man, am I gonna have to do a seiyuchi?
Oh.
Us! Oh my God! I'm so excited! Yeah!
I will do the audio commentary as Dan does the.
I don't think I should do this, man.
No.
You got it. You got it.
Too late now.
So as you watch the body mechanics of this seiyuchi, oh, now you see that. So what happens when he makes the impact on the ground? The butthole actually expands, and anything flowing wants to come out. So it takes an extra amount of concentration and mind power and bodily functions. Yes, this is what I had to do. So watch. And in a normal situation, if you did not have the concentration ability that I had, luckily on that day, stuff would be all over the place.
So, as a stuntman, you must have masterful control of your abdominals.
The abdominals, which then lead to the bowels, and everything is connected, and that's why core training is very important.
See, Yoshi, that's why I asked you to show up.
I was like, oh yeah, I'll be there. What's happening? What is going on?
Luckily, I did not destroy my suit that day, otherwise wardrobe would be very angry. Because I've broken enough helmets, trust me. Yeah.
Major sin, you're not supposed to break the helmets.
Because the helmets are really expensive.
They break the helmets all the time.
Yeah. Haven't broken as much as Takahiro though.
Yeah.
That guy. He broke a helmet every episode, and he was on the wardrobe's you-know-what list.
It's amazing. You don't usually see this, but Takahiro, you're talking about the young guy, right? He's the guy that can't walk past a mirror without going like this.
He is the ultimate Power Ranger.
Takahiro, what are you doing? So I go into, I'm in the bathroom at one point. He comes in. There's a big mirror there, right? He's doing this, and then he looks over at me and he goes, "Hey Dan, your ranger acting is, it's okay."
Oh my God.
That's him. That's him. I've shared trailers with this guy many times, and
I'm so sad I've never met this guy.
Yeah,
every time I tell him that I went on Power Rangers, all of a sudden guys go, "Was Takahiro there?" It's like, who is this guy that everybody wants to know?
He's very passionate about his ranger acting.
Infamous.
And
he loved Quantum Ranger. Actually, he actually loved playing Quantum Ranger.
Wonder why.
No.
So, anyways, yeah, stunts and diarrhea don't mix. We've established that. We can move on.
We can.
To the next subject.
Dude, I just did a seiyuchi last week, actually this past week. Like shirtless, no shoes, off something high, without any pads, because we couldn't fit any pads. All we had was a towel and onto concrete or marble. And I was like, I'm so glad. To me, it's the easiest move to not get hurt on.
Because you can put a foot down. That's what I did.
Foot, hand.
But every once in a while, the camera's low underneath you, and you're like, you can't put a foot down on this shot. We'll see you putting the foot down, and it has to be to your back.
Ow. Do you know who Vlad Grimsberg is? You know Vlad.
Yeah.
So Vlad, our buddy Vlad, he does a lot of like stunt videos because he's a very good choreographer and he has a good vision. So he does videos, but it's all for free. You know, it's just for fun. And I do one with him. You know, kind of my little initiation, kind of into the fights club. And I was like, all right, let's do some stuff. He's like, I'm not gonna let you kick or do any punches, but I'll let you do falls. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. So I'm about to do a fall, and he wants to do a seiyuchi. I'm like, sweet, I got seiyuchis. But the thing is, we were shirtless and it was gravel. And I was like, okay, it's fine. I can still, you know, feet, hands, it's fine. And they gave me like some flesh covered, you know, pads here. And so we're about to go do it. And then he's like, oh, but you're gonna basically do the Seochi over a whole body of somebody. So I'm on top of him like this, and he's gonna grab me and throw him over. So I have to Seochi that way, past his body. Travel, exactly. And that is a little bit less controlled. So I was like, all right, it's fine, it's fine. I go into it, boom, boom, feet, hands. Didn't hurt that bad. I was like, oh, that's not bad. Let's do it again. And then he looks up from the camera. He's like this. Looks up from the camera and goes, Yoshi, it's in slow-mo. Gets back under the camera, and I'm like, okay. So basically, it was his way of saying stop putting your feet down first, and it was just straight up hit your back. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I was young. I was like, oh, okay.
You can see all the cheats in slow-mo.
Exactly. It was just like, pow, pow, pow. I was like, all right. So I did it again, straight, just back. Like, oh, it's all bleeding because it's gravel. I was like, how was that? He's like, yeah, we go for the first take. I was like, why? You jerk. But that's how it works.
I like Vlad's this Russian guy. He's kind of like, he's got an old school style to him. I like him a lot. I like his work.
Dude, all of his stuff like.
He just directs these little shorts, and he should be directing mainstream stuff.
He's actually
so busy
doing Marvel thing now.
Oh, good, thank God.
Yeah.
Finally.
Didn't bring me on, you know?
I don't. I probably.
I think he's Galaxy 2.
Oh, he's doing.
No, that's James. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's James.
I
He's
don't
somewhere.
know.
He's doing that somewhere.
He's doing something. Thank God, because this guy is crazy talented, and
Good vision.
and he's old school karate guy that has a very good vision, and his fights are really good.
If you like that stuff, just look him up. Vlad Rimberg, and he's
Rimberg.
Yeah.
And he's like
R-I-M-B-U-R-G.
R-I-M-B. Yeah.
He's got a
Like
YouTube
Rim.
page. Check it out because it's got epic shorts, and these guys that work
And the
on
dude can move.
and he can move, and
Doesn't look like it.
He's kind of like Samo. He's a little big, but he can move. And
Russian
a lot of people in the community in our stunt world sort of cut their teeth on his work, and he you know, and he's giving them chances and opportunities. Obviously, it's for free, but he's an experimental filmmaker with the action. But he's got some really good, cool stuff. And if you like Power Rangers, you'll love his stuff. So check it out. So, you know, we've all had some crazy experiences, diarrhea and whatnot.
Any questions?
Yeah, I was like, any questions? And then maybe we can actually show and
I
bring
kind of
some.
want to know this too.
Bring
So
some
you guys
people.
worst like stunt story, like where you got hurt on the most, or what you were scared of to do.
I just
the
told
most?
my diarrhea story.
Oh, that was. It can't be the worst because it didn't happen. It didn't actually, you know.
Inside, there are things happening that you can't even imagine.
Just imagine inside his anus.
You don't understand.
All right.
So I'll let Dan tell his story.
Oh man, it's too long.
We got time, right?
I'm coordinating the Scorpion King with The Rock, and I have to play a character. I have to play a stuntman that gets shot. Has anybody seen the Scorpion King?
Yeah.
Why?
Go on in there.
Because Kelly Who is hot.
Second one.
This is the first one. This is the first one. This is with The Rock. And so he drops down. You remember when he drops through the chimney and he shoots the arrows into the four barbarian dudes, and he's so super powerfully strong because he's got massive biceps. that the arrow sent us through the cabin and 60 feet in the air and 100 feet across. I'm the guy that they put on the wire for that. So there's two shots. There's an interior shot where the camera's looking directly at me, being shot backwards, and I hit two stunt guys. And that's done inside of a fully built up hut. It's supposed to be located in the snow somewhere. And it's all steel beams with foam sprayed over them for look. That foam doesn't actually protect you. It's not soft foam. And during the rehearsals, I'm shot backwards, but I'm on a platform just below the deck. And the deck is made of these boards that come straight out like this. So if I don't jump high enough and I catch my ankle, I have a wire that's attached to my back it's pulling me at 250 feet per second, and it doesn't stop. The guy has to see that something's wrong and then hit the button again to make it stop. So it's not as good as hand pulls. We usually do a lot of stuff hand pulls, because then you can feel if there's too much pressure, and I like it. There's a more direct ratio of what's going on the other side of the line with what you're doing.
Until they trip and let you go.
Yeah. But this one was done with a machine, a winch. So I'm being pulled back, and I'm worried that if I don't jump high enough, my feet are going to get caught in these boards and it's going to tear my ankle off. And then, so I'm jumping high, and the guys are coming up to me going, Dan, you're 6 inches. You're less than 6 inches from hitting your head on this steel beam at 250 feet per second. That could kill you or paralyze you. So I'm like, okay. I gotta jump high enough, but I can't jump too high, and it becomes very stressful. And I start having this moment where I'm breaking down. I'm going, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be a vegetable. And I'm starting to panic, and I'm going, okay, stop. You're the stunt coordinator. There's no crying here. You can't cry.
There's no crying in stunt work.
You have to just do the job. And so I was able to do the job, and I was okay. Cut to 2 weeks later, we do the exterior shot in the snow. They have this big crane. They're going to yank me backwards so they can cut the exterior shot. And they're practicing on a sandbag, so they practice on a 150-pound sandbag. And the sandbag goes, and I'm sitting with the other coordinator. I go, what the hell is that? He goes, I think that's your gag, Dan. And then immediately, as soon as he says that, we hear, oh, it's okay. We know what's going on. Put Dan in. And I look at him and I go, are they serious? He goes, I think they're serious. So I go in, and of course, nothing goes wrong, thank God. But you know, it's a wire that's thinner than this cord that's pulling you high and fast up in the air. And that can be very scary sometimes. Yeah. That's one story. There's another stunt on the same movie. Michael Clark jumped and almost cut my arm off, but that's a very long story. There you go. That for me was the scariest. I was doing a fight scene with Mitch Gould. You guys know Mitch Gould?
Yeah.
On US Seals 2 in front of a burning car. And you don't realize how hot an actual burning car gets. It's hot, like an oven. So we're doing this fight scene next to this car, and it's so hot we have to stop every 10 seconds to run away and put a wet towel on us. And I've got prosthetics on the side that's supposed to look like I've got my face cut open or whatever, because I'm doubling the lead villain. And it's starting to bubble and peel. And I reach up and I go, oh my God, my face is just falling off, man, it's melting! I actually have that moment, like an idiot. And everybody goes, what the hell is wrong with you? It's the makeup. And I go, okay, I guess we can continue. I had lots of moments like that where I'm going, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? They're only paying me $2,000 for this. I'm going to lose my right hand. Oh, I like my right hand.
But if it was a little
Anyway, I'll stop. There's lots of stories we can tell.
That's a lot better than Waterworld.
Oh.
Get lit on fire, 45 feet into water for $50 a show.
Oh, yeah.
I did that for about 1.5 years, and during rehearsal, I had never done diving before or anything like that, and they wanted me to do a flip into the water, because if you don't do the flip, the fire is going to engulf you. So they're teaching us how to do the fall, first of all. And then, yeah, I know, it was really bad.
So, a lot of stunts is trying to stay in control during an out-of-control situation.
Right, and making it look super scary.
I will say this, when something semi-catastrophic does happen in real life, I tend to be a lot more calm about it because of all the stuff we do. It's good training for that.
Yeah, I wasn't in control at all for this. They were like, it's just a branny, Yoshi, which is a front flip with a half turn. The reason you do that is because if the fire's behind you and you're falling, it's fine and it's behind you. But once it gets to here, the fire will engulf you. So you have to twist and then fall the other way so the fire stays behind you. So I'm trying to learn this flip, and then you start off at 10 and then 20, and then it's like, kind of over rotating, and they're like, let's go to 45. I'm like, okay. We get up there like, just jump like it would be a cartwheel. I was like, all right, but I twist opposite of what people think. So I went and just spun all the way down. It was like, poof. I saw black until I saw water. I was like, black, 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 water, boom. And I don't know if you guys have like done any belly flops into water from like, 5 feet or whatever. So imagine a belly flop, 45 feet, spinning. So that adds to your speed. And I went, boom. I get out of there, I'm like, and I'm like, are you okay? I was like, I get out of the water. I was like, I can't really breathe.
If you
But I'm
fall the
okay.
right way, you get a super enema.
Yes, that's happened too. If you just fall with your legs a little bit open, you either get nut tapped from 45 feet or you get water. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, we know what happened.
Just in keeping with Reuben's theme.
Like, we know what happened.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
It's everything loose.
But it wasn't too bad. Like the bruises wasn't too bad. But then I was like, oh, my teeth feel weird. Why? My teeth come out. All 6 of these. All cracked. And I was like, I think I need to go to the doctor or a dentist. They're like, yeah, that's not good. That's not gonna happen. I was like, oh, cool. I'm a first. But they fixed it all, it looks like it's normal.
And now he's got breakaway teeth.
Take them out.
Exactly. But, now I've got nice
I
teeth.
don't do fire burns, and I don't do high falls.
Me neither until then. I needed to pay for rent. I was like, yep, I'll do it.
That's why I love mocap, because you can jump 5 feet and then they can elongate it to make it look like you're jumping 500 feet. And it's great.
I can act like I'm falling 500 feet.
Yes, I'm a great actor of falling.
Oh man,
But-
you've seen Down in Charge? I can't act that at all. I had a scene where I was like falling forever. I was like, how am I supposed to do this? They put me on a winch like this and sat on it.
Yeah, they
And I was
put
like, is this right? Do people fall like this?
You look like a stuck bug.
It was bad. It was like, oh, energy.
In mocap, you would just sit on a chair and do this.
Pretty much. That's it. You should have been there coordinating mine because I was like,
A little movement, because the movement is the wind resistance going through your hands, but not too much.
Not too much.
Because it's just.
So how are we going to do the physical element of this?
All right, physical element of
We can
this.
just go around the punch bowl.
Do we have anybody that actually wants to get physical? All right.
Physical.
That hand went up really fast. All right, come on over here.
Let's do it. Oh yeah, you've been asking. All right, let's do it.
This gentleman here as well.
You guys can
Boom.
keep telling stories. I'll work with
Just
these
calm
guys
for
for
a
a bit.
minute.
All right. Stories. You got another one?
They have a remote mic for you. Yeah,
There it
so you
is.
can talk.
Okay, so in the action cinema, and yours.
He means take them off.
Again?
So the key to an action scene is, one, you're telling a story. 2, you can't hurt each other because you're gonna end up, screwing up an actor or even yourself. But making it as believable and as real as possible. So there's a lot of little techniques we learn when we're doing these things. So for example, we're gonna just do, if you guys just show me, face our audience over here, and let's just do some warm-up punching, okay? We're gonna put our arms up here, and then we're gonna keep loose. We're gonna sort of stretch back and forth, yeah, but we wanna keep, you guys have any martial arts training at all? Anything?
A little, yeah.
A little bit, okay. You heard the story of the pole going to the top of your head, coming through and out your butthole, and you keep everything straight, and you kind of walk
Enough of the bug.
First we talk about a guy named Vlad, now we're going
Family friendly.
impalement.
Family friendly.
very straight, okay? We're not gonna do karate, but
Let's get into it.
But just keep that straightness going, and then keep loose. And now we're gonna swing an arm. 1, 2. Okay, but yeah, your body's not very straight there. You go. Drop into it a little bit. Bend your knees. There you go. and relax. So let's not even do, let's just do a stretch.
I'll work with these guys.
Oh, you're doing great.
Okay.
No, your commentary, no, keep doing that.
It's
That's
good,
great.
yeah.
That's great. That's good.
So this, relax the arms, let them flop side to side. There we go. There we go. And then you're dropping your weight as you're sort of doing it.
Anybody else want to join?
Hey, it's
If
free
you want to
training.
join, just go on up, walk on up.
Yeah.
and join. If you like, you want to join.
Now take one arm and put it on the side. And then
Yeah, I see somebody in a blue donut shirt that looks like he would be good to join in on there. And it ain't me.
So one of
So
the
you can
things
see
that
what he's doing right now is he's getting them to be loose, and he's giving them actually punches. Those are going to turn into punches.
So the key, so as you have everybody with their camera phones out there, obviously our scene is going to be in a rectangular format. You can see this. So when we punch, we're not going to do that like this.
That rainbow though.
We have to punch across the camera. Across the camera. Create a line, yes. A line that comes across. Like this. We're not gonna, like that. Because that doesn't work for camera. So everything in, every move we execute in the fight choreography martial arts movies, it's going to have that line in mind. So we're always keeping to the line. So nice, big, broad line strokes. And we have to adjust things. It's not every moment and every time we sort of, depending on the move, we might have to adjust things a little bit.
And
But
also
all of our
these-
moves.
go ahead.
Also, these moves don't have to be as fast as you can. We don't actually throw these punches at each other as hard and as fast as we can because of the motion blur that happens when you're filming. And so that motion blur is enough to give it a sense of action. Oftentimes we have to slow down. Well, it wasn't just Bruce Lee that had to slow down.
I was just about to say that.
Oftentimes we have to slow the movements down so that the camera can actually catch the movement for you to be able to see it because there's a lot of blurring going on. Motion blur is the same thing that allows us to do little tricks in fight choreography also. We've all seen that trick where the camera whip pans over, and it whip pans over as somebody's throwing a knife, and then the other person catches it. And it works even without a camera. I can show you right now.
Here you go. Oh, we need two identical items.
Phone.
Okay, here we go. So here you're gonna do the catch.
Hey.
Okay. So if you're focused on me, and I let you see this, and I do this, and you look over there, and he mimics the motion, you'll catch it. It's a lot of that kind of visual under arms without getting so bruised that you're just going to be hesitant to throw it with as much bite as you need to. So we're very sometimes careful about blocking where the meaty part of the body is. You will get bruised there, but you can take it because you're not really damaging the nerves in here. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. The choreography, or the choreographer wants something real traditional where it's bone on bone. So if we can, we'll hide, we'll put a pad on. You know, that's if we have longer sleeves. If we don't, you'll see us twist a little bit. See how I twisted a little bit? So that when we do this fast, bam, ready? Bam, boom. You can't really tell that I've twisted my arm a little bit. We find those places to save ourselves. We'll wear pads as much as we can. Now, stunt women actually have it the hardest, and they actually are a lot tougher because very often they're playing characters or doubling actresses that aren't wearing very much.
Like scantily clad, and it's just how the character's gonna be, and they have to double them like that. So
They can't put pads on.
Yeah.
Stunt guys often, you know, will
And the whole tight pants thing is
wear
not
long
good.
shirts and stuff. Yeah. So they have all kinds of specially designed pads nowadays as technology's been getting better that are skin colored, that are very thin. But it's not all the time that's going to help, especially when they have to do stair falls and stuff. And stair falls are very, very. There's no technique to stair fall. You just protect your head and you go. And if you,
Never done one. Don't want to.
Yet.
And the thing about stair falling is if you don't scrub, if you're not careful to keep your speed under control, you roll down really quickly like a snowball. And if you open up, parts of you start to slam onto corners of those stairs and you can break yourself. So, and oftentimes women have to do stair falls and they can't wear a lot of pads. So it's interesting. You wouldn't think that, but the women in stunts have to be a lot tougher and more skilled.
Was that fast 7?
Oftentimes.
Remember Fast 7? When they tackled, the two girls tackled each other onto the railing and off onto the stair and just, dude, I was like, ah, no way.
It's yeah, it hurts. It hurts, man. It just hurts. And there's you can't actually prepare for everything, but what you try to do in your training is train at a high enough level, as high a level as you can physically, so that you're prepared for anything they throw at you on set. And most of the time it's not so bad, but every once in a while there's just no way to get around it. This is gonna hurt. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it. You can always say, no, I'm not skilled enough to do that, or I can't do that. And coordinators would prefer you do that. You can't do that at every job.
I gotta go pee.
Thanks for sharing.
So, just a little background information on how that comes together. What was I saying?
Stunt women are tougher, no pads.
What's that?
Stunt women are tougher than you because they can't wear pads. Stair falls suck.
Reuben. So we train as much as we can. Sometimes there's something to do, and that's what we call our eat shit stunt. Just gotta eat it. But this is what I was saying. So you, for example, and I was talking about, it's good to turn away from a job if you can't do it. You don't have the skill set. So they asked me to drive a car and slide it into camera once, which means there was a whole camera crew there, and I'm not a trained driver. I don't have to make a living doing the driving. So there's 3 things I actually don't do. I don't drive, I don't do firebirds, and I don't do high falls. I just do my fight choreography with wire work, and I make enough living doing that, and I'm happy. And I decrease the amount of ways I risk harming myself. So they asked me to drive. I said, look, I'm not a driver. You shouldn't have me drive this car. And the corner, oh, that's great, Dan, no problem. Just sit in the passenger seat. And very oftentimes it'll be like that, and it's okay. If I was going to, of course, because I'm an actor as well, I don't spend a lot of time really honing my overall stunt abilities, because I don't have to. But if I did, driving would be one of the things I'd have to pick up. Reuben.
Yes, I peed. Thank you. I was holding that for all. This coconut water just goes right through you. This is
Like an enema.
This is coffee coconut water. If you've ever had it, it is the best stuff on the planet. That is raw, vegan, fair trade, USDA organic. This is actually the closest thing to the coffee that you get at the vending machines in Japan. The cold coffee that has this unique, sweet flavor, and it's really nice. But that stuff's full of chemicals. This is not. Whole Foods, it's $4.99 a bottle, very expensive. But let me tell you, this is good stuff.
So when it comes to doing stunts,
Hey, that was a product placement stunt.
a lot of times as we all acquire extensive martial arts knowledge and background, there's only, first of all, there may be over 3,000 styles of martial arts in the world, but kinesthetically speaking, the body can only move a certain amount of directions. So a lot of stuff becomes repetitive, and as you become more familiar with a lot of martial arts, it's all so repetitive that choreography isn't about remembering long sets of crazy stuff. It's all the same stuff. Block here, block there. This is not working. Change the block. Change the block. And we're always molding the choreography as we get through, right up to the point that we're shooting, to make it comfortable, make it safe, make it dynamic. We're trying to find a nice balance of all those things. But as you train more, and part of the reason why you train a lot, and not just going to a martial arts class, but training with stunt people to do fight choreography, put things together, and filming things. Filming things is the most expedient way to learn how to do this kind of stuff, because you can see right away if it doesn't look
use your
good.
voice, guys.
We get together and we do this choreography, and it's very repetitive, okay? So it then becomes very difficult to make it something that you haven't seen before. That is not always well accomplished. That's why there's lots of CGI.
Well, yeah, and now we have these new movies with the CGI that we can do amazing things, and we have characters that are able to fly and special abilities and powers. So the limitations are becoming far and few, and it's really about what ideas you can pull out and you can execute it.
So I'm going to show you a little trick that I use as a coordinator. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
Would somebody like to volunteer?
I think this guy.
Anybody? Okay, come on up here.
Drain washer. Is that a drain washer?
Yeah. So one of the things I do, and this is what I gotta do a lot when I'm working with actors, is if I've got to put a piece of choreography together, and a lot of times on television shows, and the reason television shows, the fight choreography on television shows isn't quite as great as it is on film, is because they choreograph it on the spot. They don't have time.
They just want to shoot and go. Okay. So what I have to do is figure out what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are really quickly. You might want to take that watch out. And one of the things I do is I have actually a specific set of skills that I can use to assess him very quickly, and this is how it kind of goes.
Okay, fighting stance. Right away I can tell how well he's trained by how he gets into his fighting stance. For instance, if I say, Reuben, fighting stance. I might be a little worried if somebody gets to do this kind of a fighting stance, believe it or not. Okay,
It's more like a pooping stance.
The karate dork likes to show up and show off. And in Hong Kong they have a saying, in films they have a saying, 2 things will kill your time on a film, babies and animals, because they just take them. You can't control them. Well, in Hong Kong their joke is, it's 3 things, masters. Masters show up and they hurt the actors and they break them and they flip their skills. Okay, so anyway, back to my assessment here.
So from here I'm going to say, throw me a jab. Okay, so he automatically throws a cross instead of a jab, so I understand he doesn't know anything about boxing. Good. Throw me a lead punch right here. Yeah, bam. Okay, so you're going to throw a punch and then a cross. Good. Give me a kick right here. Good. And I'm watching to see how well he controls it. Does he come at me really hard? Does he not realize that, hey, I've still got to control this? Pretty good control, actually. Pretty good control. So I'm starting to go, okay, there's some stuff I can do here. All right, I want you to block this punch. 1, block this punch, block this. Pretty natural. He's blocking stuff naturally. That's okay. And then I'll teach him 8 basic blocks. I want you to do 1, 2. Ready? Block. 1, 2. Okay, use this right here. Ready? Block like this. 1, 2, 3. Very good. 4. Do the same thing down. 5, 6. 5, 6. Ready? Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. You can see that as I change my performance, it starts to look like choreography. So if I've got to teach him to do something really fast, and I've got a quick assessment, which isn't bad, his skills aren't so bad, and he's actually physically talented enough to pick it up. He picked it up on the fly. Then I can create a piece of choreography that looks something like this. So your hands are up. You're going to block 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to give me a kick right here. Okay, and I want you to, we're going to do it fast. Okay, so again, it's 1, 2, no, remember to use this. Remember to use this. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, kick. Now watch how I sell this. So if he's the actor and he's got to learn this really quickly, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? It's okay. He has good control, so I'm okay to be in there. If he was a guy that didn't have good control, this whole process would go a little bit slower. So again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, kick. Kick. Okay, so here's how it looks. Watch how I sell it. This is doing choreography where I'm not selling it. 1, okay, you're in practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fast, but now watch how I sell it with my body. Hands up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we did make a little bit of contact there, but we made contact on the soft parts of our arms, so he's not going to be so bruised up and hurt, and you need to do that when you're working with actors or new people.
Awesome work, thanks, Dan. So how's our team over here doing? We've had some time to practice this. Very basic. Let's show our audience over here what we worked out. Let's do it in slow motion for the audience, for yourselves. Just kind of walk through it. What happened to our voices? Even in the rehearsal, you still use your voices. Okay. All right now. Okay, he reacted the wrong way.
Now, part of the reason he has them being vocal is being vocal allows us to work with each other in terms of timing and distance. And so if Yoshi's behind me, go ahead. And I'm fighting 4 or 5 guys, so I'm fighting you, I'm engaging you.
and then he attacks. Notice
Oh, okay. Got it.
he does something so that I can hear what direction he's coming from and where he's coming from. And then if I know what the choreography is, like that kick, ready? You're gonna
Round.
I'm gonna ba 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 ba. So
Oh,
I'll do
push
this.
so you can
I'll
dodge.
do this. Your cue is
My turn.
1, 2, and then you do your attack.
I'll do a push kick.
No, do a round kick.
Okay. Got it. Kick it is.
And I don't have to look. Now that makes me look superhuman and cool that I'm not looking. Or, and this is the hard thing to teach stunt guys sometimes, this is what makes it look like a real fight. Again, same thing, ready?
Ready.
You see how I actually looked? To make it look like I'm not so superhuman, I'm seeing this guy come at me next, okay? Different ways you can tweak the choreography. If he is supposed to be superhuman, then it could look very much like this, throw the kick towards my head, ready? Okay, and you can see how that starts to bring character to the fight scene, and that's the difference between a Jackie Chan fight scene that you love and some fight scene you see in some movie where they're flipping and flying all over the place, and it's just like, okay, because it's character. It's character. And very simply, it could be this. He goes to punch me in the stomach. Character 1, go ahead and punch me in the stomach. Character 2, punch me in the stomach. Oh, man! Character 3, punch me in the stomach. Very.
I was gonna be like, get to the floor, cut!
Character 4, go ahead, go ahead. It changes the dynamic of what you're watching. Comedic, dramatic, intense, serious.
Yep, yeah.
That's how you shoot.
So these guys, just do another slow one. We're going to do just to prove to you how difficult this is. These guys have been working for about 20, 30 minutes over here. 2 moves. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Slow motion first. So we can come. Okay. And, oh, no, wrong side. Take it slow, slow. No, slow. You guys need to work for me.
Yes, they're slow.
So basically, this is
Give it down, give it down.
not easy, is it? It's not easy. You know what I mean? We're talking a punch and a block. That's
punch
it.
and a block.
I mean, we'll do this.
And it's not that they're uncoordinated or anything. If more of you came up and did the experience of their you'd see pretty quickly that it's not quite so easy. And that's what takes all the years of training, all the time, so that you can move fluidly. And we all sort of understand by watching each other what we're going to do.
So this is what, we've done it now twice. But this is just the basic idea. So we're squaring up at like 75. So
See how he acts to that too?
It helps to sell it with your hair too.
Yes. It works.
It works.
You don't have the hair, but yeah, it's
Slap myself in the face, no problem.
90% of it's acting, but it's an agreement we have because we're comfortable with the moves. We've been doing, martial arts for a long time, and we understand the moves, but we also understand the acting element.
Yes.
So that's, just like you guys were demonstrating up there. 90% of it is acting. So if you want to be in martial arts and stuff, I highly recommend, or not martial arts, but if you want to do this kind of thing, I highly recommend stage combat.
Here's a real jujitsu.
Oh boy.
Yep, I've seen that.
Here's a dynamic jujitsu. Okay, and it's just a variation in between there. Sometimes the real thing doesn't work as well as the stage thing. And so that's what Reuben is talking about.
And yeah, train and get the moves comfortable, but it's not just moves. It's a lot of it's acting. So go into stage combat, you'll see the nuances. Film yourselves. Now we have this great medium where we can pull out a camera phone and we can film ourselves at any moment. And you can look at yourself and say, wait, that doesn't, how come those guys on TV make it look so much better? Well, it's because they're acting. So just you keep mimicking and seeing what they're doing, and you can film yourself and use that tool that everybody now has in their pocket and use it. Use it to make yourself better. So if you want to get into the stunt fighting and acting, you've got the tools. You just got to do it.
And it's never too late. I know you guys are like, oh, I've never done martial arts before. What am I supposed to do? I've never taken martial arts. I actually have no martial arts formal. I have no formal martial arts training. I did karate maybe for 2 months when it was free. Yellow belts. And but the thing is, like, my parents didn't want me to do this. So I watched a lot of Power Rangers. I watched a lot of Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. You know, I just always messed around on my own, playing around. And then when I got to like high school, I started doing flips, and they're like, you should be in my video, do some flips. Except you're gonna fall. I was like, okay. So I would just fall, and then I would learn that. They're like, you know how to do choreography? Oh, I can do a couple beats. And I learned through like watching people, and they're like, go film yourself, do things. And then I was filming my buddies and I just messing around after school, you know, videos. It looked, you know, horrible, but I learned how to do things. And I was like, ha, don't feed an elbow to somebody because you're gonna bruise their, you know, their arms or their shins if they're kicking you.
And don't walk into a kick. Whew, I've done that. My nose, it's still not great. So you learn by filming and doing that.
Yeah, never too late.
This was an informative panel for you guys.